POS show yo. Yo, it's POS with Pat and Bobby. News so wild it's never sloppy. Talk the truth, don't make it snobby. Who's the POS? We getting choppy. POS show yo.
Thought I'd give it the whole 1 minute and 8 seconds this time. I gotta find a way to fade it out because we're like POS. Hi, hey everybody, it's us. Woo! It's Pat and Bobby. We're doing it. We're choppy. We're doing it. Yeah, and I know probably everyone's like, every day you're gonna start by making fun of your song. Yeah, we're not bright enough to fucking just not pay attention to that. We're kind of guys who see the wind and go, yeah, wind. Let's yell at it. So that's what we do. That's what this show is. Hello, Bobby. How are you?
You know what they say about me? I like to tug on Superman's cape. I like to spit in the wind. I like to pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger. And I mess around with Jim.
You know what they say about me? I like to spit on things I tug and do it in the wind.
Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How are you, man?
I'm all right. Why not? Why? I'm killing it. Why not? Should I lie? Killing it. I'm living the dream. That's what people say all the time. Living the dream. And you're like, fuck you. How about your dreams gay? Why am I in it? Fuck you, homo.
When I worked in retail, I would quote Neil Young and just say, I'm rocking in the free world. But I got to be honest, I'm in a better mood than usual. Are you excited about tomorrow's big thing?
I don't know what that is, but I'm excited about Jim going, yo, and hey, you guys. What up, Jim?
What up, Jim? Maybe Jim knows what tomorrow's big thing is, and that is, of course, the midnight debut of The Crow.
Oh, the movie?
The movie The Crow. Yeah, everybody's talking about it. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. That's why they put out Deadpool and Wolverine 2 weeks, because they were like, The Crow.
I saw the trailer. It looked dumb.
You're telling me soulmates Eric and Shelley are brutally murdered, given a chance to save the love of his life. Eric must sacrifice himself and traverse the worlds of living and the dead. Seeking revenge sounds terrible.
Yeah, because I saw it when it came out, and it was better than the trailer where it looks woke.
What if I told you it stars Bill Skarsgård, FKA Twigs, Danny Huston, and Josette Simon?
Yeah, you're telling me that not even the best Skarsgård's in it?
You don't think Bill's the best Skarsgård?
No.
You're telling me that just because this movie has a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, you don't think it's going to be the best?
IMDb is just someone saying, I'm dumb. If you had that as a license plate, that's all that says. I'm dumb.
You guys are telling me that the world is not pumped to see The Crow right now.
You know what I'm more pumped to see? And I want, because I want, Netflix will be like, or not Netflix, but YouTube will be like, here's 30 trailers of shit coming out. You're like, all right. So I watched like a whole bunch of them together, and I was going in and out of watching it. But Gladiator 2.
Even more Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator twice. That's what it should be called. That's a porn. Went down on her. Gladiator twice. But this Gladiator's got Denzel Washington in it.
Really?
If you think about the times that movie was supposed to take place in, Denzel Washington's in it.
I guess Caesar went deeper than we thought on his boat with Cleopatra to get some gladiators.
But I didn't know we were doing a movie review. I don't know the name of this movie because I kind of was so shocked by the trailer. I don't know what it's called. But holy fuck, the movie of the year, the movie that's going to sweep the nation, the movie that's going to rock worlds, the movie that's going to be the Oppenheimer, Barbenheimer, Slappenheimer of the times this year. It's got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's got Chris Evans, Mr. Captain America himself. And it's got the Santa Claus, because it's a movie about, in real life, if Santa Claus, if that was really a thing, and they're almost like a high operation, like FBI, CIA undercover thing, Santa Claus gets fucking kidnapped and maybe murdered. So they need to get, Dwayne Johnson is like a security guy that running the team that does all that stuff. and they need the best tracker in the world, which happens to be Chris Evans. And they have to keep convincing Chris Evans that Santa is real, and snowmen are really people that fight people, and Krampus, and this and that. And it looks like if you took Santa and put him in Marvel, it looks insane.
Dude, I'm in.
It looks crazy. I want to hate it, but I'm watching it going, I'm gonna fucking watch this movie.
Dude, I'm 100% in. Some edibles. I watched. Have you ever played the Borderland games?
Yes.
I saw that.
I mean, I've seen the games played. I haven't played them, but I know the games. You know.
Okay, so I did not, and I saw the movie and loved it. Thought Kevin Hart was great. Like, it was the perfect dosing of him. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't all about him. Like, he nailed his parts. The other people played their role great. I really enjoyed that. So I'm all in on these fantasy movies, especially if there are a lot of edibles involved. But
Terry, you don't have to miss those, Terry, because all you have to do now is just switch it. Now movies are all token white movies. It's like a black movie, then like Gary Owens in it. And he's like, hey, fellas, my dick's small, right? Waka waka. Do you guys want to use my credit score to have fun? Hey.
I like that we're going to be in that sustainable role for a long time. Like, if the Muslims come and take over this country like they have in Europe, we'll still be in that role. They'll be like, your name is Muhammad Faka, and I'll be like, Bobby Tamburo. And you know what I mean? They'll be whipping me because they still do that. Like, it's the medieval times.
See, and as much as if you had to ask me today, I'm not really into voting and things like that. I don't really care about politics. But if you ask me today, right now, who I'm voting for, I would say I'm voting for Donald Trump because I don't want who's in there now. And that's basically the reason why I don't really like either one of them. But I don't. That's just like 4 years ago when everyone voted for Biden because they didn't like who was in there. I'm kind of in that boat too. But I do believe that if Kamala Harris does become president, a lot of people will go, enough of this woke shit. We're done. It was fun. It was cute. Fuck you. And then all of a sudden you will be seeing the movies we used to see, Terry. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's part of it. I also think it's easier. Like, if you look at it right now, you can get away with more offensive stuff than you could during Trump's presidency because every offensive thing you said, people looked at as an attack. Now that they're kind of in charge, it's counterculture, edgy, and cool again. And what I like about guys like you is that you keep your line regardless. Like, I don't like when people change their line with the time. If all of a sudden being an atheist is edgy again and core Christian values becomes the norm, if all these guys who are now Muslims and Christians change to be atheists again because they want to be the counterculture, you go, wait a second. Come on. Weren't you just the guy who was preaching this? And the same goes the other way. Like, when people were screaming free speech when the church was censoring anything sexual, are now going, well, you can't say that word. It hurts me. You go, wait a second. Are we free speech or not?
Right. But I also think, I agree 100%. But also, I do feel we were in such a weird time when Trump was president, with some of it being COVID times, that people's opinions got more questioned because we were stuck at home. And a lot of it was sensitive that way. I think if he had 4 years, like he's going to, of not over judgment, they'll be judgmental in their own way, but people who like aren't trapped in their homes nonstop studying it. The problem is that people were getting freaked out by what was going on in the world, and then used politics almost as a distraction, but it became an addiction, and then it became who their personalities were. And I don't think we'll see that as much. So we'll see that you'll be allowed to be a little crazier. They won't care. Once he got shot at, no one gives a fuck about bothering the other people. And when they do talk, like, fuck you. You know, so I think this is actually going to be the real thug life term that he needs.
Oh, well, I certainly hope so. I'm not going to vote because I feel like it's offensive to anybody who died for our right to choose between these two. But we've gotten so far.
Really quick, I don't want to jump by it because it was a great line that I didn't get it. When I was naming all the things Gary Owen would say, Terry wrote, I can't jump, which would be hilarious in a movie.
That'd be an amazing line.
they're all running to like a cliff, and they have to or from one building to another, and they're like, oh, we'll just escape this way. And Gary's like, you guys go on without me. They're like, come on, Gary. He's like, I can't jump. Don't worry, it's a cop. I'll just talk to him. And then they all get shot at, and Gary's now a cop.
I could live with that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I feel like we've gotten really far from the point of this show, which is everybody should go see The Crow, starring the cool Skarsgård tomorrow. Or tomorrow at midnight. Yeah. What's his name? Let me click
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, because everybody loves a guy with a last name Skarsgård and a first name like Bill.
Yeah, wait. Now I'm which? Hold on, because now I got to figure out which Skarsgård is the good one.
Ready for my second reference of the day? That'd be like if Kuta Kinte's last name was Kennedy. You'd be like, hang on a second here.
Wait, do I think Bill's the worst one? But it's actually who's better, Alexander Skarsgård or Bill Skarsgård?
None of them. This is a movie that should have been blackified.
Oh, so Bill Skarsgård was Pennywise and Nosferatu and The Crow. He plays weird shit.
Okay, Kevin, that's very funny.
Wait, do you know all the Skarsgård's names real quick before I read anything?
No, I don't know any of the Skarsgård.
One,
I didn't.
two,
I was surprised
three,
when
four,
you knew
five.
him.
There's five. There's 6 Skarsgårds.
Who do
I've
they
named
think
Bill.
they
Wait,
are?
wait, you don't know. Wait, Bill Skarsgård's been in a ton of shit. I mean, he was in it. You know what I mean? That was a big role.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was him. But yeah, that is a big role. I'm not a horror guy, so I didn't give him the respect. It seems like a lot of those roles are typically like monsters or villains.
Well,
Didn't
he's
he also-
weird looking.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Him playing this emo role.
All right, so I named Bill and Alexander. Now remember, they're all Swedish. Okay,
Mhm.
so I named Bill and Alexander. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 more Skarsgårds.
Give me a guy Skarsgård.
Like his name is Guy G-U-Y.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the only.
No,
Swedish
but
name I
there is
know.
it's a G-U.
Giuseppe.
No, you're going. That's not Swedish.
That'd be so funny. The mom had one black sheep.
But you're close. Like kind of.
Giovanni.
No, Gustav.
Oh, that makes sense.
Gustav Skarsgård. Walter. Valter. Walter Skarsgård. Sam.
prefer-
Just fucking Sam Skarsgård.
I
And
prefer
then Aisha.
Gustav's twin, Goose Step Skarsgård.
Yo, his mom has a name that sounds like ownership because his father is Stellan and his mother is my Skarsgård. That's my Skarsgård.
Did you forget your Skarsgård? No, that's my Skarsgård.
Get your hands off my Skarsgård. I can't keep my dick out of my Skarsgård. How tall is Alexander Skarsgård?
6'11".
6'4". That's nuts. 6'11".
I thought he was a freak.
He's a head freak, but whatever. They're all like kind of actors too.
I don't like that.
Oh,
Who do they
Aisha is a
think they are?
lady. Aisha's a lady Skarsgård.
Who do they think they are? The fucking Baldwins?
They are. They're the Swedish Baldwins.
Hopefully this guy ends up like the last guy to play the Crow.
They're the Baldwins.
The Baldwins, that's good.
Thank you. It took a bit of Swedishness, but all right. You know what movie I'm going to see tonight?
What are you seeing?
Inside Out 2.
Even more.
Yeah, more out than in, or whatever the fuck it's called. Last week I've seen I saw Daredevil, Werewolf, but not Werewolf, Wolverine with Daredevil, Wolverine, not Daredevil, but what's his name? Deadpool, Wolverine.
I saw that one. That was good.
You can tell how much I liked it. But not knowing
Deadpool,
the name of it.
Wolverine, and Friends.
Yeah, and then I saw something else that was decent. What the fuck did I see? I forget. I've seen like 2 movies last week, but I don't even fucking remember what it was. But it was Twisters 2 stinks. Twisters 2 stinks. Or it's not Twisters 2, it's just Twisters, but whatever. It stinks. Oh, the cast is bad. The movie stinks. The actors are awful. So much death for no reason.
Seems like a Twister movie.
And I'm not trying to spoil it, but I don't know why they did this in the movie, but everyone that gets caught up in a twister never comes back down. It's like, are they just up there? Forever?
What goes up must come down unless if it's Twister 2, in which case it stays there nice and high. I almost saw The Trap last night, and then I did a little research in the movie. Did you know this is about a serial killer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought it was about a guy who gets really drunk and is about to have a one-night stand. And
With a
then at
tranny?
the last second, yeah, she whispers in his ear, "I'm pre-op."
Well,
And then
that's
he
what
goes,
I
"Oh,
thought.
No.
That's what I thought Parent Trap was. Boy, was I upset.
Oh gosh.
It's like, how am I going to jerk off to these kids? Like, I'm waiting for this fucking other movie.
Where's the he she?
And there's the clip. All right. Bobby, do you know about trending things? Do you know about what the kids are doing?
I think knowing about things is pretty demure, Pat.
Yeah, that you see, you actually, for those who don't know, Bobby's using cool new words that are actually old ass words.
And by those who don't know, anybody in our audience, that's what the kids are doing these days. Demore, not demore.
Pretty Demore sounds like a fucking fat tranny. It's me, Pretty Demore. More like Pretty No More. All right, well, desperate teen boys are begging for the viral broccoli cut and making parents pay for pricey perms. A hot new coif is cropped up on the social media. Now, I've seen this one for a while. It's boys with super tight curly hair on the top, like Timberlake had back in the bye days, but it's even like higher up. It really is like I call it the broccoli because it just bros that have broccoli haircuts.
Bye is what Pretty Demore said to her cock.
Yeah, no, but that's what they call that's what she orders on the fucking hooker site. Bye. Teen boys are propagating across hair salons for perms to recreate the viral broccoli cut. Characterized by a bounty of bouncy curls atop the noggin, TikTok's trending do is designed to resemble that of a, I can't use that word, veggies frizzy florets. So they're trying to get too fancy with the word broccoli. I have always wanted curly hair. 13-year-old Nico Afflerback, whose hairstyles were limited due to his straight hair, told the Post. Just say you're gay.
These dickheads and I have hair, but it can't be straight. Just be thankful you have hair. I once met a man, Pat. He complained he didn't have any shoes, and then he met a man who didn't have any feet.
Where were you hanging out?
New York City. It's not good. There are a lot of homeless amputees out here. He said he was a veteran.
He's a veteran of not having feet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got to have feet to be a soldier, but what do I know?
Yeah, you weren't foot patrol. Let's put boots to the ground. Easy.
I lost my feet in Vietnam.
He had been asking me so many times, the mother said of this fucking kid. Alexandra Durand. She had to bring him to a salon. Despite her apprehension over the chemically altered process, stylist reassured her that the style is currently one of the most popular among boys. I noticed that it gave him a lot of confidence. You know what I'm psyched about? That I don't know what's popular amongst boys.
Me too, dude. That makes me very happy.
Oh, that I don't know or that you don't know?
Both.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm also happy you don't know.
The haircut has proliferated on social media as seen at the likes of Gen Z It Boys, Bryce Hall, Josh Richards, Jacob Sartorius, and even Kourtney Kardashian's son, Mason Disick. I don't know any of those boys. Do you know those hot boys?
No, I didn't even know Travis had a kid, but congrats.
Yeah, Mason Disick. It might not be Travis's kid.
Well, there's a line here, Pat, and I think we drew it with her kid.
Okay, we're just making
Get
sure
it?
we're
Mason Disick line.
It's not hot boy Bryce Hall. Sounds like a fucking dorm room.
Also, who wrote this article? Why are they not in prison? You can't refer to kids as hot boys.
Oh,
that's not okay.
No, just so you know, that's me saying
Oh,
that.
no, I don't like that anymore. No, that's even worse, dude.
They said Gen Z It Boys, but I went from It Boys to Hot Boy. I thought it was funnier.
The only hot boy I know is Lil Wayne before he signed with Birdman.
Hot Boy. Hot Boys are the when you're Chinese and the kid fails in class, so you light him on fire. And will soon be on the big screen. Set photos from James Gunn's forthcoming Superman flick show Clark Kent actor David Corenswet, from the trendy cut, signaling a seismic shift in hair trends of young men. Superman's gonna have curly coif?
Superman's Jewish.
Superman's gonna be leaving
next.
kryptonite as they're like, yeah, go to Earth, fag.
Yeah, dude. We don't want this loser either.
Where are we putting this kryptonite? Might as well put it in my asshole since I have this haircut. Might as well just shove it right in there. And then maybe Marlon Brando will come out of my mouth while you look at this thing. This is the first time I've ever seen Gen Z fashion not an explicitly Gen Z character, but an iconic pulp culture figure. Media studies professor Matthew Ellis. Media studies professor? He better not have a jacket with different patches on the fucking elbows, because that's not my professor. That's all I'm saying.
No, what are we doing here? You get to teach movies? Can I have that job?
No, not movies. Media studies.
Can I have that job? We're going to study some media today. It's porn.
Today, we'll be discussing the long history of women putting dog ears and stupid noses on their faces while showing their tits on Snapchat. Get out your books to page 42.
You, ma'am, you look like a slut. Have you used the dog face filter?
Some of you might know this from like your older brothers and sisters, but back in our day, when we needed people to understand our thoughts, we would not say words. We'd point like this and then type words like, I'm a Gen Z person, and I wish I died. Like, we would point to things like that while dancing around to songs by SoundCloud mumblers.
Oh, God.
This is the first time I've ever seen Gen Z. Oh, I already did that shit. The craze for curls has gotten so over the top that one NYC barbershop, Harry, Harari, Harari.
That's what the retarded Asian boy said at Harry Potter World. Hello, Harry.
Harari.
All right. Well, this has been the POS show. We're not going to be able to move past that.
Harari.
Hello, Harry.
Harari. What was it? Alex Jones is trying to talk about like the Prince Harry. He's like, Harry. The gay frogs in the hair. It's like you're trying to say hair, but you're also starting your moped. Like, Harry.
You had a stroke.
Recently stopped offering perms despite receiving multiple requests per week for the procedure because of the overwhelming stench of the ammonia caused by the perm solution. They're very popular, but very smelly. An anonymous stylist at the shop told GQ, like, can we get
I
your
hope
name?
nobody
No.
uses that quote out of context. They're very popular, but they're very smelly.
And he's like, dude, are you sure you want people to know you said that? They can say anything. He's like, don't use my name. He's like, all right. They just stink up the whole place. It smells like eggs. Oh, they showed a picture of Clark Kent. It looks dumb. It looks like if Clark Kent was a Jonas brother. Anyway, call it broccoli, ice cream, or llama's fur cut. I like llama's fur cut.
I don't. Why are we fucking doing this? Let's go to China system. If your kid wants this haircut and goes, can I get a llama's fur haircut? You get to light him on fire. That seems like a reasonable solution.
Kevin said vagina's very popular, but very smelly. But if it smells like eggs, dude, go away. Leave.
You're in the wrong hole.
Terry's like, it used to be called film class. We don't do not doing films, Terry. It's the study of media. Not movie media, I think social media. Similarly to Afro-Black, 17-year-old Brooks Eddy wanted something different than his usual short, straight hair. He told New York Magazine's of the cut. So he begged his mom to fork over $70 for a perm.
70? Jesus.
Yeah. To smell like eggs. Give me $1 and I'll throw eggs at you.
Yeah.
It started getting long last year, but it was still really straight. So I got natural curls, he explained, vying for tousled waves over tight coils. Quinn Goncalves, 11, finally convinced his mom to shell out $40 for a perm after seeing his friends at school with chemically curled hair. My friends thought it was cool. Other young men see the perm as a shortcut to style, such as Zane Probus, 13, and his younger brother Levi, 10. Their mom gave the ultimatum by their mom. Let me listen. Perm their long locks out of their eyes or buzz it off. They chose a perm. By the way, and then they're like, what the fuck? Kourtney Kardashian's son, Mason Dixon, was helped propagate the shaggy hair among dude men. But it's 4 guys holding pictures of members only stripper dudes. I don't know what this picture is, but it's very strange. I'm not putting it up because I think we're going to get arrested. She says she wanted our hair to be out of our eyes so she can see us, Levy told the cut. For the low-maintenance tweens, all they have to do in the morning is take a shower and let it dry, and it looks good. As someone who loves curly hair, I totally get it. Clayton Hawkins, a celebrity hairstylist and obvious pedophile based in Los Angeles, told GQ.
Yeah,
I think one of the reasons guys like it so much is that if your hair is permed, you can basically grab it and skull fuck a child. No, I mean, you can basically just let it air dry and do its thing. There's no need to style. Style's breeziness is a relief for 12-year-old Charlie Weiss. 12-year-old Charlies aren't good.
Wait a second. Wasn't he the coach in Notre Dame?
Yes, I was going to say that, but I didn't know if you knew that.
8-year-old coach in Notre Dame? Now he's dealing with the hairstyles? What are we doing here?
And it wasn't good years for them either. Who would often fuss with his hair up to an hour every day to get it perfect. With a perm, which he saved up to $150 to purchase himself, he just spritzes it with a salt spray and air dries. I was trying to replicate Dylan Latham. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
What? How did this article end up on your desk?
My desk?
Whoever wrote it. Somebody had to be
I'm-
like, research hot tween boys and what they're doing with their hair. And
Hot
whoever did it,
boys.
I don't like that. Yeah, put them in front of a firing squad. Somebody's jerked off the entire time they wrote this article.
No, it's not
weird.
shot boys. It's hot boys.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Come shot boys. Anyway, Latham, an influencer who posts 1.5 million followers on TikTok, is credited with promoting the poofy move. The Virginia-based creator first permed his hair in 2020 after losing a bet with his followers and has been getting perms ever since, despite criticism at first. I actually got made fun of a lot by everybody in my school. I was the perm kid, and sometimes the sperm kid. But after the video blew up, I had gone so viral that people couldn't really say much. Latham, who now rakes in an estimated 6 figures per month, selling his own sea salt spray, told GQ. It's come, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw kids
I wonder
around
who's
my
watching
school
his
start popping up
videos.
with it. Hot boys,
Oh,
and men who like hot boys. While Eddie is content with his stylish do now, he also acknowledges that it is likely a product of time. A lot of people are exposed to it on social media, so they're like, oh yeah, that looks good, he said. We'll probably look back on this and we'll be like soul patches of the 2000s or mullets in the 90s. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it Hot Boys? Fucking getting hot, dude. And listen, every couple of years there is trending haircuts. The problem is now that with social media being such a part of our lives and we report everything in the world, that we hear about it more. Like I grew up in the 80s when people did get mohawks because like Mr. T and shit like that. I remember mullets for real at one point. There was, people getting dreadlocks when they saw certain movies and things like that. There was a lot of different weird haircuts. There's skater dudes, all that stuff. But the problem was you learned about it in magazines, you kind of did it, and it put you in a group. This is kind of becoming a thing where it's like, you better do this or you're not cool. Like, it wasn't really that way, but it's just so overexposed. Is it the hot boys? Is it the parents? Listen, tell your kids, hey, I know you want to do this thing, but this is not, you're going to look back on this and feel real weird. It's not something you want to do. Let's do something else. Let's put the money towards something else. Why influence? Is it the influencers who are like, let's influence people so much that we're making children? It's one thing to influence teenagers or people with money to get to spend money. That's what you should be influencing. A 10-year-old boy should not be going up to his mom and worry about his haircut. And I'm not trying to sit here and be like Mr. Heterosexual and saying, well, that's a gay thing. It's not about gay or straight, whatever. We are just really, really, really feminizing men to a point where we're not going to be able to do the things we need to do. It's not even about like roles. Like women are winning boxing championships and men are getting perms. Do we hear what we're fucking saying? Who's the piece of shit in this story?
Oh, it's very simple. It's Roger Goodell. Because Roger Goodell took over.
Because he didn't hire Charlie Weiss?
No, he took over the NFL and pussified the league. It is August 21st, and boys are worried about what the hairstyle is. No, boys should be worried about a slant route over the middle and a middle linebacker taking your fucking head off. But we've gone soft. We've pussified.
We've gone soft.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you did good.
We have pussified the game to an extent where now you can't even play. Like, kids aren't excited for it anymore. Like, yeah, you know what we used to do to get rid of the whole back to school? What should we do with our hair? You had to bleach it blonde if you wanted to play varsity football. And you know who went to school every year looking like a fucking clown? Me, because I have thick black Italian hair and it would come out orange and I would look like a fat Krusty the Clown going to school every day. It was terrible, but no one gave a shit because I played football. It was the sport of men. It didn't matter what God gave you. Whatever you brought to the table, it was pure will. And now it's a game of like two-hand touch. We've got Odell Beckham Jr.'s making great catches because no free safety's allowed to take his fucking clown hairdo off. Like back in the day, people would see that hairdo and be like, oh, I'm going to hurt you on the football field. My dad had an afro in the 70s playing football. He was an all-state punt returner. And everybody would look to take his head off because he had such a dumb hairstyle. He'll tell you to this day. It helped him. It was a strategic thing. But, like, Jesus, the NFL has gotten so weak, it's destroyed the last bastion of manlyhood. So my piece of shit, Roger Goodell.
I see where you're going with that. I mean, I'll counter it saying he did pussify it for white people. But black people stepped it up by really beating their wives during that time. So like, you know what I mean? So like,
I am going to punch one bitch in an elevator until you stop finding James Harrison for those headhunting plays.
yeah, it was Ray Rice, not White Rice, if you remember what was happening there. So it's like, oh, yeah. So, but my piece of shit.
I'm going to
in this
disappear.
story-
Tell your story. I can hear
All
you.
right. My piece of shit in this story is definitely the influencers of this. It's kids are impressionable now more than ever because it's so much more access to influence. It's like so much more access to people being able to tell you what to do. It's nonstop. It was like when I was a kid, and I know I'm old as fuck, but like you would get your social cues from magazines or MTV or shit like that. But it wasn't around you constantly. It's only when you saw it and you would discuss it with other people. Then you'd be like, I don't want to do that. And also, parents, I'm not saying there weren't supportive parents, but there were so many parents that would just be like, no. It wasn't even a thought. Like, come on, mom, please, can I get a broccoli cut? Like, some fashion things were like that. Like, I remember when my parents, like, they didn't have a lot of money, but like, so when a fashion thing, like, I'm older enough where, like, in the early 90s, the denim jacket kind of came back. And it was like, you would get it, people would wear a denim jacket, and I kind of wanted one. And it's like, well, my parents were like, well, it's fall. You're going to wear it for like 2 months, and then it's going to be winter. You're not going to wear it. Does it make sense for us to buy you like an $80 to $100 denim jacket? And then I said, because I was trying to be like smart about it, I was like, you know what? I will wear a hoodie underneath it. I won't make it so you have to buy me a winter jacket. I want this because I want to kind of be in the style of things, but I promise to also be practical and do the hoodie. And you have the hood at least, and you can go warm up. Now, I wasn't as warm as I would have been with a fucking winter jacket, but I stayed in the fashion. But most times when I was growing up, I'm sure Bobby, your times too, you could go to your parents, but parents still felt like they could say, no, I'm sorry, but we're not doing that. But now, because of social media, where a kid can literally go online and go, my fucking mom, she won't give me the, and it gets viral, and then they tag the mom, they show the mom saying to the secret record, and it's like undermining parenting and stopping communication of like learning lessons about things. Now, I'm not saying that every kid's supposed to say no. Parents could buy it for them, but you could use things like, okay, you want the broccoli haircut? How about this? You get your grades up to this, this, and this, and then I'll pay for that. And it gives you time to save the money, but B also gives them time to think about, do I really want that? Because when they're done, they're like, you know what? Instead of that, I'd rather have this or this. So, but now with influencers being able to constantly talk to your kids more than you do, they are the ones now saturating their brains and making kids do things. It really is somebody just saying, I'm going to make, it's like cult-like with these kids. They're looking up to these YouTube people and TikTokers and stuff like that. And now these adults don't really care. They're selling shit. Like they said right there, like one guy, he makes 6 figures a month off his sea salt spray for this haircut. Of course he's influencing your kids to get the haircut. Because adults aren't going to get it, but nobody wants a sea salt spray. That's what it sounds, that's the name of a gay movie I watched by accident. So it's like, twice. Yeah. But it's like, but it's influence. My piece of shit is influencers because now they're just taking advantage of young children because the children can guilt the parents into buying shit.
And as we've demasculated,
I said figures.
And as we demasculinize men, like, so I don't know if it was like this in your day. I kind of got into not doing what everybody else was doing. Like Jordans, the newest, hottest Jordans were very big my senior year. So I bought a pair of retro ones for $50. Like I like zigging when everybody else zagged. It kind of made you cool. And as a result, you could kind of get some pussy off of it. Like you were the cool guy by not following the trend everybody else was. It was a masculine way of peacocking. But now that that's not the goal anymore, the goal is to get Instagram followers and shit. Like that whole counter move is gone. So you basically do it or your kid's going to be a school shooter. Like influencers have made it to that point.
When I was a kid, the Jordans came out. You know what I mean? So like that was the thing. And the second line of shoe, we had to buy for our basketball team. Like they were expensive, but our team decided that was going to be our shoe. Because I went to a school that was in a decent town. We were the poor people in the town, so it was like hard. But I had to have the Air Jordans because they were white and red and with a little bit of black, and that was our school colors. So we had to buy it. So it wasn't even about like the fashion side. That they were so expensive that like I usually only had one pair of sneakers. I wasn't a sneaker. We didn't have money for that. Like And I bought this one pair, but I had to have a shittier pair because I couldn't wear this out, or I would have had dirty ass sneaker for my basketball. It was like,
Yeah.
it was like, but in a way that was influencing because the coach was like, "We want this look," and this thing. It's like, but why do we need a look? We're just playing basketball. I played fine with regular sneakers on. I didn't play like Jordan with these on. I played like a white kid from Cheshire.
Exactly. We did to do it in basketball like all 3 years you were on JV and varsity. In my sophomore year, I broke my ankle the day of tryouts and tried out on a broken ankle, made the team, but my ankle was the size of a baseball, so it could not fit the team shoes. So I had to buy a pair of Adidas wide shoes to practice in.
Nice.
And then the team shoes, and my mom was ready to kill me because she's like, you just sit the bench. Like, why do you need the team shoe to sit the bench? And it was like, well, that's your genetics, Mom, and you could have had me on growth hormone, but that's a conversation for therapy, not the POS
Why?
podcast.
If I'm sitting in the bleachers of the visiting team and I'm looking across, I see those sweet kicks the whole time. The others are moving around. It's an advertisement for Bobby's feet. Look how comfortable he is.
Also, if they put me in and it was a close game, I played hard. If they put me in and we were getting blown out, I was cool. One of my favorite stories, we would play Susquehanna. They could dunk. I would grab the guy when I checked in and went, here's the deal. You want a clean path to dunk? You just let me know. I would love to see a dunk right now, too. I just don't want to be on a poster. So you just let me know when you're feeling springy, and I'll get the fuck out of the way. And I got to see a number of dunks in my time there.
Yeah, he was Dr. J and you were Dr. Scholes.
I was, yeah.
Together.
Oops. Go dunk it. Go dunk it.
What you got?
Oh, boy. Let's talk about the rise and fall of Mom Talk.
Mom Talk?
Yeah.
Is that a TV show? Mom Talk?
No, it's spelled T-O-K. I believe it was like a community on TikTok.
Oh.
Well, we're about to find out more from this lovely story written by our friend Bill Pueblo. In the labyrinth of TikTok, where dance routines and comedic sketches reign supreme, a group of Mormon moms found their niche and their fame until it all came crashing down in a storm of betrayal, broken vows, and way too many hashtags. Welcome to the twisted tale of Mom Talk, where faith, friendship, and family values took a nosedive into the shallow end of the social media pool. Was that a suicide joke?
You wrote it.
I did not write this.
Bill Pueblo is you. Can we not do this?
No, Bill Pueblo's AI, dude. I did not write the suicide joke. I like that AI's turned dark. It's like, I know the POS podcast. So I just want you to know this. A group of Mormon moms found their niche in their fame until it came crashing down with betrayal, broken vows, and more. Taylor Frankie Paul was the ringleader, with a smile that could launch 1,000 likes and a personality that was all too relatable. She and her fellow Mormon moms, Whitney, Macy, that's not how you spell Macy, Michaela, broke away from the rigid roles of traditional Mormon housewives. Their mission, to show the world that you could be a devoted wife, a loving mother, and still dance like a TikTok star without losing your soul. Or so they thought. But the thing about Dancing with the Devil is, he tends to lead. What started as innocent fun, a rebellion against the cookie-cutter image of Mormon motherhood, soon spiraled into something more scandalous. Taylor and her husband had dabbled in, quote, soft swinging, end quote, a practice where the rules are loose, but the consequences, well, those are anything but soft. In a shocking twist, shocking mostly because this was Mormons we were talking about, Taylor admitted to breaking the one rule she and her husband had agreed upon. Don't go all the way. Apparently, when you're standing that close to the edge, it only takes one step to fall into the abyss, and fall she did. Turns out in the world of Mormon TikTok, even the swinging doors of perception have locks, and Taylor found herself on the wrong side. The scandal didn't just end with a broken marriage. It tore apart the fabric of their online community, revealing that the group wasn't as tight-knit as they appeared. Behind the scenes, jealousy, betrayal, and good old-fashioned case of who slept with who unraveled their sisterhood. It was like the Desperate Housewives, but with less glamour, and more Utah.
Less clam.
A lot more clam, more Utah. The fallout reached beyond the TikTok feed, splintering friendships and shaking faith to its core. As Michaela Matthews confessed in a raw moment, we were raised to be the housewives for the men, serving their every desire. Well, I'm like, fuck this. Because when you've been serving your whole life, it's only natural to want to flip the tables once in a while. But the saga didn't end with deleted TikToks and bitter divorces. Taylor's rock bottom was more like a crash landing. In February 2023, she found herself in the back of a police car facing charges for aggravated assault and domestic violence. Apparently, soft swinging has its hard side, and that's legal consequences. In August, Taylor pleaded guilty to aggravated assault, among other charges, dismissed like old TikToks she wished she could forget. And yet, the damage was done, not just to her, but to the very idea of mom talk. What was once a community of empowerment turned into a cautionary tale of how quickly social media fame can morph into infamy. Basically, if you didn't get all the details from that story, what happened was one woman in the friend group slept with all the other friends' moms, or all the other moms' dads. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. Yeah. Bill was a little heavy on the writing on that one. We'll have to be a little more careful in the future. So who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the mom who slept with everybody? Like, yes, that's not what you're supposed to do, but it's Mormonism. People don't expect you to be normal. Is it the people whose husband she slept with? Like, you're an adult and now you're falling into the high school trap. The popular girl in high school was going to sleep with your boyfriend if she wanted to. You've created another popular girl. It's like you know what I mean? It's like High School Never Ends by Bowling for Soup. So in a way, did you ask for this by giving her the infamy and like she want? And finally, is it, or I guess I'll give you two more options. Is it anybody who got excited by this? It's a bunch of Mormons. Spoiler alert, Amish Mafia wasn't real either. They make a fake image based on a meme or based on an idea that they're countering, and then they become popular. You know what I mean? Like, you should not be surprised that this was fake. You shouldn't be heartbroken now that your favorite moms weren't the idols you thought they were. They never were. Or is it the Mormon church for making these women feel so repressed that they could be Stockholm syndrome by the woman who's sleeping with everybody? Pat, who's your piece of shit?
Well, I mean, it's not the mom for sleeping with everybody because it takes two to fucking tango. You know what I mean? If you're going to blame the mom, you got to blame all the men. And I'm not going to blame the first guy. The first guy just thought he was cheating on his wife. He's like, well, you know, that's what people that are overly religious do. They build values and morals, then they lie about them and don't live up to them. That's the religious way.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, do as I say, not as I do type shit. You know what I mean? Like, and listen, there's a lot of porn built on that. Look up Mormon porn, and you're going to see a lot of girls like being inspected by a man to make sure that they're safe. And then fucking them.
I have it on good authority that there's a fun video series where like the Mormon mom sleeps with all the women. It's just a lesbian series.
Yeah, there's probably that one too. I think there's many different ones because they don't really, the people that make porn don't really know anything about Mormonism, so they're just like using the word and having just people get fucked.
But I could tell you that lesbian one in particular from this source, very entertaining. If you're looking for a fun watch, lots of clips on Pornhub.
I would say most porn is pretty entertaining if you try hard enough.
I could just say this source really enjoyed that one a lot. Okay, he's gone back to that well many a times.
I'm gonna say I don't want to know what you jerk off to, Bill Pueblo, but all right, you let it go. Anyway. But what I do feel a piece of shit is the second, third, and fourth men that fuck this lady, because one of them's doing it, and now it's just cheating. More than one's doing it. You've now made her a fucking piece of meat, a whore, and she's just a woman who's enjoying her time. Listen, she's just sharing the love like God wants. You're supposed to take care. Covet other people's wives, I think is what they said in the Bible. I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of skipped through. But like, yeah, I think it's anyone else who was like, I don't know how they found out, but obviously the first guy was like, did you guys know you could fuck that guy's wife? And they're like, wait, what? And then that guy was like, wait a minute. I don't even fuck my wife. Like, of course you don't. She's exhausted from all of us fucking her. She has no time to fuck you. See, go on, you go be on mom talk. Or go fuck another mom. So he's like, all right, guys. How about, ladies, come here. Everyone's fucking my wife. Well, one of you guys fuck me. They're like, no, you pussy. Your wife fucks everyone else but us. We even know it, you fucking loser. So it's all the other husbands who now make this guy feel like a cuck piece of shit because they won't stop fucking this guy's wife. First guy's fine. All the rest are followers. Sloppy second, third, fourth, fifth.
I kind of see where you're coming from. I would say for me, though, the piece of shit's Mormonism. To quote the great Daniel Tosh, a religion shouldn't be young enough for my dad to go like, yeah, that's not true. That's not what happened. It's the longest running cult in the United States. And I've met a lot of Mormons that are very good people. that like truly believe in Jesus and live very nice lives and are very nice to everybody. But it
Yep.
also tends to attract the fucking crazies. So
Like most
a thing.
religions, I think you can have
Yeah,
both sides. I mean,
absolutely.
it's fair. You're right with Mormonism, but I think even Catholicism has that too.
Catholicism's getting to that point now, but like when I was growing up, Mormonism was like where the weirdos went in the area. Now we didn't live in Utah. Utah's a different place. You know what I mean? So maybe it was like Catholicism there.
Utah, it's like their religion. It's like saying being Jewish in Jerusalem. It's like, you're supposed to. It's got Jew in it.
At this point, lean into it. Like make this woman the spokesperson of the Mormon church. So for me, it is Mormonism, but not for the bad reasons.
The bad reasons.
Meaning that they had that. Meaning that they, that they followed an environment. Dude, it's not been.
You got gas from God. God was like mad and he gave you gas. It's like,
Jewduh?
I won't kill him, but he's gonna.
Was that you? Oh no, wait, he was Jewish. I forget. I don't remember the
Jewduh. They just wanted to call him Jew. What's your nickname? It's not what you think it is. I think it is. It's not.
I'm pretty sure it is Jew.
Your nickname is Jew.
Want to do one more, my man?
We can do more. We only did one story each so far. We haven't.
Yeah, I think we should each do at least one more, especially.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it in any way.
Earlier. I picked the wrong.
Let's see. Oh, would you mind, Bobby? It's not a criticism. It's just I have a question, but I would like to see if our regular people can help with the answer with something we're doing on the show right now. Would that be okay if I ask the question?
Fire it out. Yeah.
All right. Bobby's been experimenting with a lot of different things. I've enjoyed that. The AI thing and everything. Bobby's trying to make the show different and exciting and all that kind of stuff. And I like the fact that he's doing that. And we've talked about different ways. Do you guys like it when Bobby's reading the article and we can see the words he's reading? Or would you like Bobby just to read it and still have pictures and not have to? Because I get caught up in reading along and it's weird. Because my ADHD. So I asked the question, but I have weird shit. It's hard for me to focus. I now stare at the words, but I don't listen. So, like, I almost don't want to see the article, but that's me. But if everyone likes it, then I want to keep it. Maybe somebody will like, yeah, it keeps me more engaged. So I want to go with what the listeners like. So if you guys can comment while we're talking about the next story, that would help me. Perfect. Because I know it helps Bobby and stuff, but like you're almost seeing the words the whole time, and now you just read instead of listen. And anyway, now I don't get my answer fine, and I find myself waiting for you to say who the piece of shit suggestions are for me to know the story.
That makes sense. Yeah, let's see what the people say while you're.
And that's why when you do a whole story about other things like mom talk, my only answer is the second guy who fucks a wife, because like I'm half listening and I'm retarded.
It was better than Roger Goodell.
No, it wasn't actually. It was a deep cut. I'm not gonna lie. And Roger Goodell led to me saying white rice, so I was pretty happy with that. All right.
Terry,
Alex Rodriguez.
I'm glad you think it's Obama, but I'm not sure how that helps our discussion.
Or Imagine. I don't know what's going on, but all right. Never mind. I know what he's doing.
You know what Imagine is, yeah.
Imagine, if you will.
Yeah.
Alex Rodriguez of baseball fame posts a cryptic quote after ex-fiancee Jennifer Lopez files for divorce from Ben Affleck. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, or as I used to yell, Gay Rod, because he did not play as well as he was supposed to, appears to be weighing in on the Bennifer 2.0 breakup from the sidelines. The retired Major League Baseball star, 49, posted a cryptic. It kind of sucks when you see like A-Rod's shape and how he is, and I'm the same age as A-Rod. It really makes, I always feel young until I see that shit. Like, God damn it. Posted a cryptic message on Instagram story Monday, the same day that his ex-fiancee Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce from her husband Ben Affleck. Rodriguez shared a post citing one of his own quotes, which read, "You either go one way or the other. You might as well be the one deciding the direction." The former New York Yankees started dating Lopez, 55, in 2017. They announced their engagement in 2019. "We're really happy," Lopez said in an interview with People magazine after Rodriguez proposed to her in the Bahamas. "We have an appreciation for where we are in our lives today, and that's what we're enjoying the most." But in March 2021, Page Six broke the news that the pair called off their engagement. The star released a joint statement in April 21 confirming the breakup. "We have realized we are better as friends and look forward to remaining so. We will continue to work together and support each other on our shared businesses and projects. We wish the best for each other and each other's children." Rodriguez has rarely commented. My thing's over. God damn it. The article jumped around. There's too many pictures of fucking J-Lo. I think my phone gets mad at it. But Rodriguez has rarely commented on Lopez since their split, aside from what he told Entertainment Tonight in August 2021 that their relationship was incredible. I've had 5 years of incredible life and partnership and also with my daughters, said the athlete who shares daughters Natasha and Ella with ex-wife Cynthia Skirtis. Since 2022, Rodriguez has been in a relationship with Jacqueline Cordietto. Meanwhile, Lopez got back together with Affleck shortly after her split from Rodriguez. The singer and the Argo director were initially together from 2002 to 2004 as a reunited couple. Lopez and Affleck got engaged again in 2022. First of all, I thought they were together a lot more than basically 4 years. Those guys, they've been together twice, but it hasn't even been 4 years.
She filed on the second anniversary, right?
Yeah. They tied the knot at the little white wedding chapel, and okay, I don't care about any of that stuff. Now we know they're just getting more into the Affleck thing with them. Like, nope, it's me, it's you, whatever. And do we get any more Arod shit? I don't think so. And then it talks about how they didn't sign a prenup, whatever. Who is the piece of shit in his story? Is it people reaching out to fucking Alex Rodriguez to ask him about his ex-fiance? It's like, I get it, you're famous. And they do that. Poor Jennifer Aniston has gone through this most of her life. Like, every time, like with either Brad Pitt or people she dated, they're like, what's it like? Oh my God, is there team this or team? Imagine that you're dating someone, you break up with them, and then people, now the new person, and they put you on teams, you're on shirts. That's wild. That is so fucking rude and way too much getting involved in someone's private life. It's insane. Asking Alex Rodriguez when he's like 3 other relationships deep after that one that lasted 2 years, you're like, or 5 years, whatever the fuck it was. It's like, hey, what do you think about this and that, whatever. And I know they said they didn't ask him. It wasn't being quoted, but I'm sure there were people asking him or paparazzi bothering about it to the point where he made what they're calling a cryptic fucking message. Now, sometimes people just share messages or post things on social media, and then other people, when looking at it through the vision of it must mean something else because they don't know the people. I mean, it could be something totally different. I know A-Rod has a deal right now with Major League Baseball, the television channel and Fox and all that. Maybe that thing's almost up. Maybe he's talking about going in different directions with that. Maybe he's thinking about being a coach. It could be like job related. It could be his kids related. The statement is they're saying cryptic, but it's not. It's just a meme, basically. But he just used words saying you go one direction, whatever. But if you're going to do that thing, it's good to be the one calling the direction than being forced to go in a direction. It's very smart advice. If you're not sure where life is going, be the one steering it to the way you think you want to go instead of letting other people drag you along somewhere. You could say that's with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, but I don't think he cares. I don't care what my ex of 3 times ago is doing. And if I said something, someone could go like, oh, that must be about them. I don't know what their couple they are in or what they're doing. I don't keep up in the news. And most people don't. Even though it's in the news for some people, they're not reading that news. So is it the people that are asking? Is it J-Lo? You know what, J-Lo? No offense. You've ruined every guy ever. You have the worst relationships. You seem like the worst woman of all time. Like, literally, like, I think I would rather date Hitler in his Hitlerist prime than J-Lo in her fucking year ago when she's making documentaries about her love of her life as Affleck's trying to run away. You can't even read a room. You made a fucking movie and you called it, it's like the greatest story never told. And Affleck in the documentary, who didn't want to be in it, they turn to him and he just goes, well, I don't know why you'd call it that because you're literally telling the story. And then her face was like pissed off. And you knew it was over right the fuck there. Is it Affleck? I get it. You're getting divorced. There's no prenup, all that stuff. Dude, you should be signing. This is the only person when you date them, there should be you should be signing paperwork that says she can't talk about anything. This lady doesn't shut the fuck up. She goes nuts. Just fucking be like, silence her or something, get a restraining or do something with that. Or is it people like you and me, not to a lesser extent, but the people that see these articles and go, as much as I think it's dumb, it is a guilty pleasure. I do want to hear about them fighting. I want to know where their money went. I want to hear if their kid is dumb. Because at the end of the day, I say all this shit, but I've read stories about Brad Pitt this week. I've read this story. People like to hear it. It's why I bring it up. It's fun to make fun of. It's spilling the tea. Or is it us? Who is the piece of shit in the story?
So for me, the piece of shit could be A-Rod. We don't know what the relationship was like with J-Lo. Like maybe
he said it was 5 years of bliss or something.
But maybe when they were dating, right, she convinced him, hey, I need you to sign up for this email service called the Daily Skim. It'll really help me in my career. And so you do it. And then now every day, despite being removed from the relationship for like 5 years at this point, you still go, fuck that bitch. I get a daily email reminder of you. It was maybe she played the best psyops ever. Who knows? Maybe. But at the same time, it's Arod. If you actually gave a fuck about this relationship, as my good friend Jose Canseco likes to point out all the time, you should not have cheated on Jennifer Lopez. My second piece of shit in this story is Jennifer Lopez. You want a man who won't divorce you, who won't mind all the crazy shit you do, who won't mind all the talking? It's Jose Canseco. Give the boy a shot, babe. He's been trying for 6 years. He fucking hates Arod. Maybe that's it. Maybe you guys have that in common. Give my man a shot.
Could we circle back to your first thing you were saying?
Yeah.
What is that description?
Maybe it's called the Daily Skim.
Why can't you just? Okay, I'm sorry, not you, Bobby. Of course, the hypothetical thing. The hypothetical. Why can't they just unsubscribe?
Usually, my guess would be that Arod's about to do his podcast every day, so he gets the email that tells him where the StreamYard link is at the same time he gets that email, and he goes, "Oh, I got to unsubscribe from that." And by the time the show's over, he forgets, and then it's a daily cycle.
Can everyone that's watching now, Terry and Kish, every day, let's remind Bobby during the show that he needs to unsubscribe. I'm sorry, Alex Rodriguez needs to unsubscribe from the Daily Jizz or whatever the fucking thing was called, and make him do that. We'll make him do it during the show. We'll have him pull up the thing, hit the unsubscribe, and then we'll cheer for him. Can we do that? All right.
If anybody reminds us of that a week from now, I will do it.
Yeah, let's alleviate some of A-Rod's pain. The piece of shit in this story is not A-Rod. He's allowed to tweet whatever he wants. It's not J-Lo, as much as I can't stand the woman. This is the life she lives and all that. It's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck has let this woman become a monster to the point where when she comes back and he just let her do whatever. Obviously, I hate to say it, but that marriage was. It looks like all J-Lo's marriages are all about branding in mergers. It doesn't really feel like marriage. It's always like, I'm a brand, you're a brand. That way we can be seen together, but your demographic is not my demographic. The only time she ever had a demographic that was the same was with Mark Anthony, and that didn't really work out well at all. But I think because she tried to get more into the Latino market, but I think she's been trying to get into the white people market as much as she could with Ben Affleck. And I know A-Rod's not, but A-Rod being in baseball was very white market related. You know what I mean?
He's very close, yeah.
But Ben Affleck had the opportunity the second time around to be like, listen, we've gotten back together. We have lived life. We've changed. You've been with a lot of famous people. A lot of shit's been out there. I can't go through. You have to chill with your fucking talking about everything in life, or we can't respect the relationship as much as you respect your albums and your fucking movies and all this horse shit. If you can't do that, Jay, if you're going to tell me right now that you can't do that, then let's not do this. Someone needs to finally put this woman in her place, and I could blame her, but like I said, she's just dealing the drugs. It's the guy buying the drugs. You know what I mean? So it's Ben Affleck who needed to fucking say some shit, or at least Matt Damon being like, what are we doing, bro? You don't hear me doing this shit. What are we doing?
Maybe I like how we both went different ways. We were like, a man would solve this woman's problem. Mine was she needs a man she can step all over, and yours was she needs to date Ray Rice.
I don't think that's what I said, but
that was homage to the White Rice line. It made me laugh really.
No, I appreciate it. But I don't want her to get beaten, but I think she'd be the only one that fucking turned him into a puss.
That would be amazing.
He'd be Rice Pilaf by the time she was done. That's all that would be.
You used to be Ray Rice, now you're rice pudding.
Rice pudding. You're Jesus H. Rice. That's what you fucking are.
Oh God.
Right.
Led the
you got Uno Mas?
Rebellion. I do. I got Uno Mas. Do you know about the Dior bag scandal?
No.
And
I know what a Dior bag is, but I don't know anything about the scandal. I know there's knockoff bags, but I don't know anything about recent shit.
Would you like me to just try reading this one without sharing the article? There aren't a ton of great pictures. We didn't really get any messages.
I want you to do whatever you feel you need to do, sir.
Perfect. We don't need to share the article then. In the world of politics, Pat, few things captivate public attention quite like a scandal. And in South Korea, one such scandal has been making waves, involving none other than the First Lady, Kim Kong-hae.
Oh, Kim Kong, hey, Kim Kong, hey, Macarena.
And a luxurious Christian Dior handbag. What started as a seemingly straightforward case of gift giving soon evolved into a complex legal and ethical quandary that gripped a nation. The controversy began in September 2022 when Kim Kong-hae, the wife
Kim
of
Kong, hey.
Dude, I like that. The wife of a South Korean president, Yook Se-kyol. She did not take his last name.
Oh.
She accepted a Dior handbag from a Korean American pastor, Xiao Jae-yong. The bag was worth approximately 3 million won. It's about $2,000, and was presented to Kim during a meeting in Seoul, sparking widespread speculation and concern. The timing of the gift, just 4 months after Yoon got inaugurated, added fuel to the fire. Critics wondered, could this be friendship, or did it signify something more sinister, like a favor for political influence? The case quickly attracted the attention of Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office, which launched an investigation into whether Kim's acceptance of the handbag violated South Korea's Improper Solicitation and Graft Act. This law is designed to curb corruption by preventing bribes. For months, prosecutors delved into the relationship between Kim and Choi, that's the woman and the pastor, examining whether the gift was part of a quid pro quo. They also scrutinized other great items she was given. Despite the intensity of the investigation, the prosecution ultimately decided to drop the charges. Who is the piece of shit in this story, Pat? Is it the pastor? Why do you have a $2,000 bag to give someone? Like, it goes back to the Joel Osteen super mansion. Like, if I know we can't solve the homeless with a bottle of oil or whatever Jesus said when Judas questioned Mary Magdalene. But like, if you're truly this international pastor, you're a superstar, why do you have that access to money? That's not right. Is it the woman for accepting bribes and clearly taking bribes? Okay, I know it's politics, but this is obvious corruption. Is it the South Korean woman for being involved in a luxury handbag situation that doesn't involve selling knockoffs? I don't know if you've been to New York City lately, but that's all the Koreans sell around here is knockoff Dior bags. So why didn't she just get one for $20? Problem solved. Who's your piece of shit in this one, Patrick?
It's gonna seem a little out of left field. My piece of shit in this story is Louis J. Gomez. He's a comedian. If people don't know, he's from the show Legion of Skanks. Funny guy. Also known to date a lot of female comics, and kind of after he dates them, they get a little more famous, but they get a little bit more nuts. People like Karen Feehan, who's now just shows her butt every video possible, but also getting a better comedy career out of it. People like Natalie Cuomo, stuff like that. But I didn't realize that he devastated one person that I thought was doing fine. He dated Kim Kong-hae for a while, and she's a big girl, and she's got his podcast. But I didn't realize that what he did to her made her drive off to now become Asian and deal with all these things. So, like, the fact that he destroyed Kim Kong-hae in that regard is just insane. Like, yeah, I thought it was bad for her when she was on that roast of Louis J. Gomez, and Shane Gillis just called her big and fat, and Louis J. Gomez and Joe List also just made fun of her. But the fact that she changed her last name just slightly to fucking be away from Louis J. Gomez's problems while still having a podcast that's okay with a dumber woman than her. It's Louis J. Gomez ruining Kim Kong-hae. I could be pronouncing her last name wrong, though.
No, I think you nailed it.
That might be my biggest stretch I've ever done.
Dude, honestly, I had a different piece of shit, but you sold me. Every time I see Kim these days, I go, Kong, hey!
I thought I was really fun to see your face. Like, okay, where's he going? Oh, shit, he's going to Kim Congdon.
I love that. That was amazing. My piece of shit, in addition to Gomez, would probably be the South Korean woman. Like,
in general, all of them, or just the woman? The one, women or woman?
The first woman.
Woman.
The one that took the bribe.
I thought you meant just South Korean women.
It's not just her. It's mainly her husband, because, like, you know, a great way to teach your wife that lesson, be like, hey, you know where there's political corruption? North Korea. And then you send her up there for 3 months. You start to work out a friendship that way. And
we'll put you in a garbage bag balloon and send you the fuck over.
99 Luft balloons fly, and we had that fun song.
We did have that fun song.
So that's
it.
That is my
Koreans.
story for the day.
We're gonna end it on Korean women are the problem. I agree. There we go. Everybody, thank you so much for jumping in today. It's been a lot of fun. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please share the videos with other people. We are getting closer and closer to that monetization time. It's been a lot of good times. Am I sharing? Is that the one I'm sharing at the end?
That's a song. Yep.
Cool. So people have been enjoying Bobby's songs. What we're thinking of doing now, instead of putting them in the middle of the show, we're going to do them at the end so you can listen to that. So the show will tune out. You listen to the song, you have some fun, and then you tune back in Friday. We'll see you then around 3:30. The Patreon thing, we will be trying to do the Thursday Thoughts we can. My schedule's been kind of crazy. We might be able to pull it off tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But either way, we will get some stuff there. But we're going to be adding other things there soon. So people that are supporting that, we really appreciate it. I know you're not getting as much content as you were before, but you will be getting things soon. And you are helping with the show and keeping things going and keeping the roof over the proverbial head, whatever, with everything we're doing here. So we appreciate it. Bobby, you got any shows or anything to promote?
Yeah, this Saturday I'll be doing a cruise in Kananaquia, New York. And then August 31st, I believe, I'm at the farm in Connecticut with some New York comics and some Connecticut comics, as I've come to learn.
Nice. The week was the Labor Day week, whatever it is. So September 5th, a Thursday. Sorry, Ernie Banks. September 5th. That's the wonderful guy who supports our Patreon. No, we didn't hit our watch hours. It's gonna take till about October, Kevin. Thank you every fucking day for asking if I have a pain that's solved. You're like every day. You're like, hey, do you like when I put lemon in this cut? Yeah, love it. It's the best. September 5th, I will be at Comics Roadhouse. If you're gonna come see me now anywhere, you're gonna see all brand new material, and it's not that good yet. And I'm working on, so you like to watch somebody like throw shit against the wall and hopefully be 60-40 hit and miss. It's a good time. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. But come on out September 5th, the comics at 10 p.m. or come see me if you're in Derby, Connecticut, September 7th at Twisted Vine. I got ticket links for you if you want to go see those things. Hit like and subscribe, share the thing, Patreon, all that fun stuff. And then Bobby, Bobby will say his go thing, then we're gonna stay for the song and then fuck off. All right, Bobby.
If you can't beat him, join him, and don't be a piece of shit.
Yanhi, what did you do? Got a fancy bag, now the press is on you. A Christian Dior for a casual date, but now the whole nation's got something to debate. Dior, Dior, what's the score? Is it just a gift or something more? They dropped the charges, ain't that sweet? But the scandal's hotter than Seoul summer heat. Pastor Choi with his smile so wide handed over the bag, no shame, no pride. Was it for a favor, a little help, a nudge, or just a gift to a friend? Let's not hold a grudge. Dior, Dior, what's the score? Is it just a gift or something more? They dropped the charges, ain't that sweet? But the scandal's hotter than Seoul summer heat. Summer heat, summer heat.
A lot of people are calling this the song of the summer.
Who are those people?
Me.
Who
Now
are those
the law
people?
says it's all okay for spouses, gifts can come their way, but public eyes, they're watching close. Is it justice or just a dose of ghost? Dior, Dior, what's the score? Is it just a gift or something more? They dropped the charges, ain't that sweet? But the scandal's hotter than Seoul summer heat. So here's a lesson, folks take heed. In politics, even gifts can bleed. But in the end, who's to blame? It's just another day in the power game.
Yeah, it slaps.
POS show yo.